First. He's first. Okay. So, these are my characters over time. So, this necromancer I made like 3 years ago, maybe 4. This elementalist I made like last year. This sword and Nam I made like, damn, I think 6 months ago. And then now I have this guy Namtab, which is a Templar. These are other people that are like this guy, this moving ball right here. See how it's I highlighted green? View profile. I won't show you on the stream, but these are other people playing. Any of the ones that highlight green. Okay. Right now, that's like all cosmetic shit that people buy. Here's like the flying dragons and everything. Okay. So this is what the acts look like. This is Act 1. So I had to like go through all these areas and get to the end and kill a boss. And that finished Act 1. And then I got to Act 2, which I spawned in this southern forest and then came here to this forest encampment. And then I went up here and did some shit. Now I gotta go down to the bottom left and do some shit. I can cycle through my quest on the bottom of the page there, and it shows me a yellow line where I gotta go. Okay. This is the equipment screen. Just forget all the circles and shit right now, okay? But basically you have a main hand and an offhand slot, and 2 rings, an amulet, a helmet, a vest, a belt, boots, and gloves, okay? That's the maximum you can wear as a character. Or you can get like 2-handed weapons, which I wouldn't be able to equip something on this side, okay? And then on the right side of the screen, that's my guy. All the circles are where I equip my skill gems. So let's get into here because I can't attack in this area. Okay. So I found this skill. See this red gem here? This is called a skill gem. So I found this Axia gave me this finishing a quest. So why does my character? Because he's a Conan the Barbarian. He's a Templar, so like that's just like the shape of the Templar. There's like, I think 8 characters in total that you can choose from. So I got this skill. Every time I kill an enemy, it adds experience to that bar on the bottom, which will level up the skill. So like over time that I'm using the skill, I level it up more. So the skill's called Smite. It says it performs a melee attack and causes lightning to strike a nearby enemy, dealing damage in an area. Each target can only be hit once by this skill. Hitting an enemy grants an aura for a duration. It requires a sword, axe, mace, scepter, staff, or I can use it unarmed, like if I just have my fists out. So once I found this gem, I take it and I have to place it in a red gem slot in one of my pieces of armor in order for the skill to be in my use, like to be able to use the skill. So every piece of equipment, the gloves can have 4, the boots can have 4, the one-handed weapons here, they can have 4, the body armor can have 6, and the helmet can have 4. So basically, like, as you find your skill gems and your aura skills, like, you put them into your gear to be able to use them, okay? You might also notice there's like a little gold line going between the two, these 3 skill gems. So basically the gold line connects the skill gems. So I have my smite in there, the one that I described with the lightning bolt and the melee strike. And then I have 2 support gems that are also connected to it that like buff the damage that it does. So this one, Ancestral Call, just makes it so that it attacks 2 additional enemies. So if I attack 1 enemy, I'm actually attacking 3 with 1 attack. And then this other support gem, it just, supported skills gain 28% of physical damage as extra fire damage. So the skill itself converts 50% of my physical damage into lightning damage with the strike. So 50% of the damage is still physical, and it's being, I gain an extra 28% of that damage as extra fire. So I'm dealing physical, lightning, and fire all with 1 skill, okay? Like, this is the part where the game gets intricate, because I'm attacking 3 enemies at once with this one, and I'm gaining an extra almost 30% fire damage with this one, all while using 1 skill. Okay? I also have this skill called Clarity, which it casts an aura that grants mana regeneration. Okay, so that's constantly on, and I'm gaining extra mana regen. And then I also have this Herald of Thunder. It grants a buff which adds lightning damage to spells and attacks. So you see the 2 circles that are around my fists? That's the Herald of Thunder that's activated. Okay? So I put all that together, and I have this crazy area attack. So it doesn't look like much by itself. It looks like 1 single attack, but I can constantly do that over and over because I have the mana regen from that 1 aura. And activating those skills is really simple. So like, I would just have to push 2 buttons, and then there goes the Herald of Thunder, and there goes the mana regen. And then I can reactivate the Herald of Thunder, reactivate the mana regen. Alright, this floating thing right here, this gold thing beside me, it heals me, and then every time I attack an enemy, it also explodes in a radius. So I put my smite and my exploding radius totem thing, and we put it all together. And this is just the start. Like, this is the beginning of the game, basically. And I've already put 2 and 2 together on how to use this smite skill. Basically, I'm like calling down a lightning bolt down from the sky every time I do the smite thing, and it'll attack 3 enemies. Right now, and then also there's no dodge button, but you can find traversal skills. So like, I have this frost blink on, and the frost blink like teleports me away, and when it teleports me away, it freezes the ground, and anything that's in the freeze ground is like slowed down. So this purple line here is part of the new update. It's this weird Mirage area that I still don't really understand. You have to kill these enemies, and then a guy spawns. Okay, so I gotta talk to the guy, and then he'll give me an option of 3 modifiers that I want. So I'm gonna go 80% increase rarity of items. And then he opens up this portal. When I go in this portal, it's gonna be a mirror image of that purple line radius that we've seen. I'll be able to traverse in that whole area. This is new, by the way. This is the new season content. I basically just have to find these guys and break the chains. And then it like completes the area, but that's not like all that's in it. There's like these weird little areas that spawn chests. These things, they spawn enemies and some of them spawn chests. The blue lightning that's attacking them, that you just seen, is part of my Herald of Thunder. Another thing about this game that I like is that all the loot is RNG. And when I say RNG, I don't even think I have any scrolls of wisdom to actually show you. But like, so this pair of gloves, it has 9 to dexterity, 4 to 8 fire damage to attacks, 8% increase attack speed, increase armor, and percent to fire resistance. That can say like 30 different things on there. Like that could say cold resistance, chaos resistance, lightning resistance. It could say increase spell cast speed instead of attack speed. It could say cold damage to attacks, lightning damage to attacks, everything. Like everything is randomly selected when you find items on the ground. And even when you're crafting equipment, it's actually kind of hard to get guaranteed specific stats for what you need. That's yeah, exactly. Like you could find something that like, and the way those modifiers work is like in tiers. So like a tier 1 would be like the best, and then a tier we'll say 9 would be like shit. Okay, so like a tier 1 attack speed will give me like 20% increased attack speed, and then a tier 9 will give you like 4% increase attack speed. Some weird shit, okay? So that's where the trading system comes in a good play at the end, like when you get to end game, because the trading system makes it so that if you're looking for a specific set of stats, like say everything in your inventory is what you want but your pair of gloves, and say you need an extra 20% cold resistance, then you can like type in all those modifiers into the trade system and look for somebody selling a pair of the gloves that are either what you want or close to it, you know? The only problem with that is like people get greedy and they'll put that very specific item that you're looking for a lot of currency. And currencies is like these things, like modifiers to items. So like this jeweler's orb, it reforges the number of sockets on an item. So like if I take my axe and I unequip it, and I take all the skill gems out, I can use this orb on it to possibly give me 4 gem slots, or it could take one away and leave me with only 2. So it reforges, like, uh, randomly generates the number of sockets on the item. And like, when I go back to the town, I'll show you how many different currencies there are and how many different things do what. And these waypoints, once I find this, it's like permanently unlocked. So now I can use this waypoint to travel back and forth from my home encampment area and back to the mission. And then here's all the different currencies. These are all the different general currencies. Upgrades normal item to magic item. Reforges a magic item with a new modifier. I don't know what that one is yet off the top of my head. Upgrades normal item to a random rarity. So like it could turn it into a blue item like this, or it could turn it into a gold item, or it can reforge it and turn it into a unique item. So unique items you can't. Unique items are specific stats. So like whoever finds this amulet will always get a level 10 purity elements. They'll always get 2 all attributes, but like here, if I, what button is it? Right there. So I can roll 10 to 20 to all attributes, and I can roll 20 to 40 maximum life, and I can roll 20 to 30 intelligence at the top. So like those, the only thing that will change on other people finding this amulet is those numbers in the beginning of each stat. So these are all currencies that alter items for crafting and stuff like that. And then these are Atlas currency.
So some things can guarantee.
Not really. No. Like, so it depends what you mean by guarantee. So it's a little more complicated than, so like reforges like you can guarantee to change an item with new modifier. Here, what is this? This is a rare item. What do I have that's blue? I need the attack speed on that, but that's okay. Yeah, okay. So, this has 5% increased attack speed, 3-2 evasion rating, okay? This reforges a magic item with new random modifiers. So when I use this on this ring, it's gonna give me 2 brand new modifiers. Like, it's not going to give me anything guaranteed. It's gonna be completely random. So let's see what it gives us. So it gave us 1, and it was only 10 to evasion rating. So now we can use that same currency on it again. Oh. And change it again. So we're gonna repeat it. We got maximum life. We got intelligence, fire resistance, rarity items, life and rarity items, attack speed and life. So you see how it just changed? So it wasn't it was guaranteed to change the two stats.
Unique weapons guarantee something that makes it unique.
Yeah, like these will always, like this necklace is always gonna have purity elements. And then, so look, there's a whole bunch of uniques. How do I get down on the bottom there? Like this helmet will always be to armor, to life, increase area effect, and grant unwavering stance. And this helmet too. It will always have maximum energy shield, reflects 5 physical damage, physical damage taken from attacks, and pain attunement. Pain attunement turns your mana into life cost. And like there's uniques for everything. I wish I could go in the bottom corner there and unclick the unowned. Trying to figure out how to do it. Oh, okay. So this is all the unique amulets. Those are all different unique amulets. These are all the different flasks. So like life flask, mana flask, movement speed flask, elemental resistant flask, everything. Rings. Every single one has a different purpose, stat, ability. These are claws, daggers, wands, swords. These are all items that you can find out in the game or by killing specific bosses, running specific loot rooms. Right? Like there's a lot of...
I'm so lost and I love it. How much is this game you say earlier?
This one here, this is Path of Exile 1. This is free. This is all free to play. These are all the belts, all the gloves, all the boots. Body armors. It's the same thing. Helmets, shields, maps. So like you can find unique map tokens that unlock like really high loot areas. These jewels you can place in the jewel sockets in your skill tree. You got contracts. These are different areas. More like when you get further in the game. And then tinctures is just flask again. And when I say flask, these are your flasks. You can have up to 5 flasks equipped. Okay? And then there's like a whole shitload of different flasks. I don't even have anything because I just started playing the game pretty much. But yeah, that was only the unique gear too. That's not even the regular gear that falls on the ground. Like these, see how it's yellow or gold? This is a regular item that falls on the ground, and then these orange items are the unique ones that have guaranteed stats. Come on. Okay, so that was items, that was gameplay, or a little bit of gameplay. We're gonna go do some more. Now I'm gonna show you something that is probably the thing that scares a lot of people away from this game. Before I show it to you, I'm gonna go get my monster. So this is the part that usually scares everyone away from the game because they see it and they get overwhelmed and they don't want to bother trying to learn it, okay? But this is also the part that makes it so that like the way you choose to go carves out how well you're gonna go through the game. That's why it's important to like kind of like sit for a minute and read it all before you kind of like move forward, so that way you know you're not moving forward in the wrong direction when it comes to your skill tree. Every time you level up, or you complete specific quests, you'll get a book like the book I just had in my inventory, and you can use it and you can get skill points, okay? These skill points you apply to your skill tree, which is basically kind of the same thing like in Arc Raiders. You know how you had 3 different paths to go to? Oh, careful, don't jump too far. I don't want to scare you. So, in Arc Raiders, you had 3 different paths. In Path of Exile, the skill tree is like a little bit bigger, okay? And it's like you go out and explore a little bit different than you would in Arc Raiders. So each one of these little nodes does something, which will increase different things like maximum mana and mana cost skills, different things. So like I came down here to get this because it increased my melee damage, which my 1 lightning bolt skill, it converts half of my physical damage, which is half of my melee damage. And then I get this, you get, when you get to the center of a circle, you unlock a mastery for it. So there's a whole bunch of different masteries. You got staff mastery, shield mastery, life mastery, retaliation mastery, armor and energy shield mastery, accuracy master, link master, elemental master, staff. There's like everything, okay? So I chose the Templar, so the Templar starts right here. This is where the Templar's skill tree starts. If you choose another character, you'll start in another area. Like you could start over here, or you could start down here, right? It depends on what class you choose. So like this corner of the big ass tree is generally skill nodes that are better for my character. And then when I was talking about jewels, like that's these jewel slots. You have to get to there to unlock it, to be able to place a jewel in, which the jewel gives like extra attributes on stuff. Okay? I haven't even done my ascendancy trial to unlock my ascendancy skills, but there's another set of skills that'll like pop up down near the picture, and it'll give me extra skills. Okay? So this is the skill tree. It's what you like level up to go unlock and explore. Then you had all your gear and your skill gems and your currencies and how everything works. If you leave an area for a specific, like for over 8 minutes or something, it refreshes the area. So even though I was already just here before we went back to the town, it reset the whole area.
Skill tree system looks like a solar system, a star chart even.
Yeah, that's kind of what their intention was for it to look like a star chart. In the end game, you literally, so you see how there's all these loot items sitting on the ground? These are all like pieces of equipment. I don't really bother picking them up unless they're yellow and there's something I need. When you get to end game and you're doing like tier 15 maps, you need what's called a loot filter, which filters out all the unwanted loot that you don't want to see. So like I wouldn't see this axe showing up on the ground and shit like that, because it gets to a point where like your screen is so full of loot that you can't see what's what. Like there'll be too many items on the screen. So you need the loot filter in order to be even able to play once you get further in the game. And like there's a whole bunch of other skills I could use, but I'm really liking this smite skill that I've been using. I don't even know if this smite skill is like a good skill for the Templar. Like I don't really follow a lot of the whatchamacallit, like build guides and stuff. I don't really see a lot of videos on this. I feel like the camera view is like really close right now for some reason. The second one is a lot different though, like more advanced. Like you have sprinting, you have an actual basic dodge button. Like this teleport skill that I found is the only form of dodging that this game has. Like there's other teleporting skills. There's like a fire one, there's a lightning one, there's a cold one. There's a whole bunch of other. Sometimes you can use it to glitch up in areas. They're called traversal skills.
So an enemy.
No. There's a guy that gives me 12% elemental.
You dare to speak for peace, outlaw? There's the peace your lives have earned you.
I wonder if the way I'm supposed to find into that forest is here or not. Or if I gotta go around. Oh yeah, I gotta go around.
Is there a story to it?
Yeah. There's lore behind it and story. You get it from like talking to the NPCs while you're going through the game and stuff. You're basically like in a universe where there's people like me with powers like mages and special abilities and shit, and they're basically called exiles. And like there's like an order that's trying to get rid of the exiles, I think, in a way. And then there's like a corruption that's taking over the land. So you as an exile, you're trying to fight back this corruption. And like the ending when it comes to doing the mapping, like the mapping is basically supposed to be your character like cleansing the earth of the corruption that's here. There's like Uber bosses and everything. Look, this right here is a corrupted area. So when I get to the end here, there's gonna be a guy, and when I kill him, there's gonna be a chest, and the chest is gonna grant me a vowed skill. So a vow means corruption. Everything vowed is corrupted. So this skill is gonna be corrupted, and it's gonna give me like an extra attack type deal on it. So it's called the Vow Arctic Armor I just got. And then these items that are red here are corrupted, so like I'll never be able to modify the item. It dropped 2 Vow skills, nice. So a vowed skill is corrupted. And when it's corrupted, it gives you like a corrupted version of the skill that you can use on top of the skill. Which is kind of hard to explain. A good way to explain the vow ones would be like explaining it in the terms of the vow spark. So like the regular spark, when I cast it, it'll only cast like as a level 1, it'll only cast like 4 or 5 little spark projectiles, which will go out at random directions and try to hit enemies. The vow version of the skill, like if I use the vow spark, it like continuously casts out like 40 to 50 different sparks. But it has like a weird cooldown. Like I have to kill enemies to build up a bar in order to use it. So like the regular spark skill, I can just continuously use it like I'm using this smite. The Vow spark skill, like I would have to kill a bunch of enemies for it to build up and then I can use it. So it's not like I can continuously use it. So some of them aren't even really worth using, to be honest. Because you can also increase the quality of a skill gem. And when you increase the quality of a skill gem, each one has its own extra attributes that it gets from increasing the quality. What? I'm trying to get over here, man. So the Val skills, they're corrupted, so you can't add quality to them. You can't alter anything that's already corrupted.
Just mowing people down all nonchalant while you're narratoring like they roots that need whacking, rolling on the floor laughing. Is your character already OP?
No, my character is only level 25. I'm just getting started. I've leveled up 4 levels without adding any points to my skill tree. I'm really liking this smite thing. I think I gotta go back to town to figure out how to get through that fucking fire thing. And there's nothing here. It says to come back to the forest encampment. Oh, travel to the western forest. Travel to the western forest. Equip. Chambersons, Broken Bridge, Crossroad. Old fields, den, riverways, wetlands. Southern forest. So I am trying to get over there, bro. It says perhaps they can be opened at a later time. And there's only one way. And then when we were in that riverway area, there's no.
I must have time to gather my will.
I'm just mowing everything down because I thoughtfully placed my skill tree and everything. Like I have that extra lightning damage, extra fire damage. The rejuvenation totem, that gold thing following me, that's like regenerating my health. I don't get it. Where am I supposed to go? I've pretty much uncovered this whole map here. I don't know, unless there's a hidden doorway in the center somewhere. I surprisingly haven't even died once yet either. I killed the Act 1 boss without dying once. I was shocked. Now I can't even find my way out here and how to get to that next area. I gotta get to this area right here. Open the block path back to Prisoner's Gate from the western forest, which is this area. I'm so confused. So was this, I think this is the western forest up here. No, read it wrong. No, the forest encampment, which is this one. But then when I went to the door down here, this was also the forest encampment. Ay, ay, ay. Trying to find one door here, Perry King. Must just be it, and I'm such a stoner. The Western Forest, oh my god. It is. I'm such a stoner.
This game reminds of Expedition 33, but way more things to do, like way more, only 3 acts in it plus free DLCs.
Yeah. I guess. I've never played Expedition 33. That was, okay, so that whole area we just went through was this one node right here called Riverways. So now look how many other nodes are here. Alright? And then, here, once I get to the next waypoint, I'll load up one of my other characters. And I'll show you how many nodes are in every campaign dot. To show you how big the campaign is.
Ready yourself.
I was trying to get to...
How many acts are there again, and which is hardest, or is it endgame?
I think, well, I don't know if they added a new act in this season or not. Where was I trying to get to? Really need power charges or anything. At least that I know of yet. I think I was gonna do this life one. Get up here. Yeah, I think sometimes they add a new act when there's a new season, but not all the time. So I don't know if there is more, but there's 8 or 9 acts in this campaign. And obviously the hardest act would be Act 8 or 9. And once you finish the campaign, you unlock the end game. So you'll unlock an area, I don't know if it's still called the same thing, but it was called Ziggurat Encampment. And in the Ziggurat Encampment, there's a map device that allows you to put the maps in to be able to start doing mapping. When you get to end game, you'll be like level 75, 70, maybe even 80. A tier 1 map comes with, I think level 68 enemies or something, or 69 or 70. when you do a tier 15 map, you have level 80 monsters, and when you do a tier 16 map, you have level 81 monsters. So like the game gets harder and harder as you go. Like the monsters will have more health, and then like when it comes to mapping, like you can have up to 6 different modifiers on the map. So like you can have a modifier that gives the monsters increased health or increase monsters.
Taking the time to learn the stuff fully more than reading it, but process it and use it for your P.
Yeah, and use it for your 100%, because there is gonna be like there's some enemies that are map specific. So there's gonna be some enemies that my build is gonna have a hard time going against, right? So I'm gonna like once I get to like end game where I'm really confident with the mapping, I'm gonna try to avoid specific maps because I know it's gonna have those specific enemies that give me a hard time. What makes endgame what makes endgame so much harder is that when you die, you lose 10% of your experience. So like it'll take you like once you reach level 94, it'll take you like an hour to get 10% XP. And then if you die, you lose 10% XP. So really you just lost an hour of your gameplay.
Damn.
So that's what also makes the game not get boring, right? Because like you have that risk of dying. So like you always trying to make sure your character stays up to date. Like right now I'm not too worried about like when I had those 4 skill points, I wasn't. They say, you know, yeah, really, like, so you have to, like, know what you're doing to stay alive, you know what I mean? Make sure you're running the right things. Because in this game, it also comes down to, right there on the right side, it says resistances. So you have fire resistance, cold resistance, and lightning resistance. Those are your elemental resistances, okay? And then you have what's called chaos resistance. So, how do I explain this? Chaos damage is its own damage. So you have, in the game, you have elemental damages, which is fire, cold, lightning. And then you have chaos damage, and you have physical damage. So physical damage is like my melee weapons and everything, and like physical damage is also gonna be like bleeding and stuff. So like if I get hit with bleeding, it's actually physical damage. It's not chaos or anything. Poison damage is chaos damage. So like I think it's every act lowers your overall resistances by 10% or something. By the time you hit endgame, you have minus 70 or 80% resistances. So you need to make, like, by the time I hit endgame, I need to have like 40% fire resistance on these gloves. And I need to have 40% lightning resistance and 40% fire resistance on these boots. Like, I'm gonna need to keep finding better gear that has increasing more elemental, and also find gear that has chaos resistance on it too, because I'm at 0% chaos resistance. Chaos damage, like, okay, so I have, I don't have a lot. I only have 5 energy shield. So if I got hit with,
They lower you, the further you get is something lowering you.
it's just to make the game harder. It's to make it so that I can't continue using this, you know, Right now I only have 59% fire resistance, 31% cold resistance, and 52% lightning
It'll
resistance.
eventually increase you as you go.
Yeah, no, how do I explain this? I'm getting it's just making the game harder. Like so like once I get further in the game, it's adding a debuff of negative resistance against me so that I have to find higher level gear with like higher level resistances. So I can only get a maximum base of 75% resistance on all four of those, the fire, cold, lightning, and chaos. The chaos isn't affected by all elementals. So like this amulet I'm using here gives me 9% to all elemental. So it's only giving me 9% resistance to my fire, cold, and lightning. It's not giving me 9% to my chaos because chaos isn't an elemental. Chaos damage bypasses energy shield. So there's a lot of builds where they have like 400 energy shield and 400 life. You know, they use their energy shield as a shield. But chaos damage bypasses energy shield. So when they get hit by chaos damage, it's directly attacking their health and not their energy shield. So that's why chaos damage is a good resistance to get up to 75. But the max I can get is 75 on all of them. I think it says it in here. No, it doesn't. About the minus. So like once you get in the end game, like one of your goals is to make sure that you have at least 75% resistance in all elements and chaos. What the fuck is going on here? I'm going backwards in time. Why? What the fuck is going on here? I'm back in Act 1.
Spark up again, Sensei. I don't wanna wear you out. I have many questions. I'm sorry if I'm bugging like bro. Just watch the master at work rolling on the floor laughing.
No, you're good, man. I know a lot about this game, but I don't know like everything about the game. I know. Well, I don't want to say I know everything about Path of Exile 2, but I'm more of an expert in Path of Exile 2. In this first one, I'm just like a general knowledge expert. Like what should be common sense in the game, I know about the game. Like, and when I say common sense, like just little things like everything I've explained to you.
So you played the second one?
Yeah, I have the second one. I got why won't it show me this one? 107. Okay, so in Path of Exile 1, I have 107 hours. Okay? In Path of Exile 2, I have 3,050 hours. So I'm definitely more well knowledgeable in the second one than I am in the first one. Like, if this was the second one, I would have no issue figuring out where I have to go next here. I don't understand what's going on and why I keep going in circles.
You really are legendary brother, you could easily go pro.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. That's a lot of work. Man, this sucks that I don't know where to go. It's weird because look, I'm back at the prisoner's gate. How am I back at the prisoner's gate? I don't know what's going on here. I was over here, which I believe is through this doorway over here. So let's go back through this doorway. The Western Forest, right? Yes. Which it reset the area. I don't get it. There's like a whole bunch of things in this.
I love Flash stepping past minions low.
The teleport? I know, I love the teleport. It leaves behind a cold circle on the ground that freezes them too. You can also do like a necromancer class where you have minions. You can get like skeletal warriors and skeletal archers and skeletal brutes. You can get specters, which are like little grim reapers. You can get like these things called raging spirits, which is like a flaming head. This looks interesting. There's these shrines here where they give you like buffs for a duration. And like with the trade market too, it's actually kind of cool. Like I can just, well, I have, because I put money into the game before, like, well, not in this one, in the second one. Well, it depends. In this, like, I can't really give an opinion on that for this first one, but for the second one, like Path of Exile 2, I would definitely have to say a Spark build dominates, like, for dealing with everything, and then, second in line to Spark would have to be, like, a really good monk build. So the monks, they have, like, a double-ended staff, and they go up and, like, beat the crap out of enemies with it. And then for third best, I don't know. A lot of people love the Deadeye character. The Deadeye is like a bow and arrow character. Like the Deadeye character is the #1 used character in Path of Exile 2. Is that it for this area? The Spark character in the first one, or in the second one, they have the Spark skill in this one, but it's not like as cool as in the second one. Basically, in the second one, the furthest I made it, I think, is level 98 on my one character. that I put a lot of time into. My other characters, I made it to like level 95 and level 96, 97. But I haven't reached level 100 on any character yet because it's hard. Like, hard.
That spear. Yes, that is my best spear.
See, sometimes when you complete quests, they give you these skills.
I think you keep it now. Let the beasts and bandits fear you even more. It is my gift to you.
I see you'll have to see you in action on second game maybe another time if you don't mind as well one day please.
Yeah, 100%. I like the second one. I'm more familiar with the second one.
Here, when I found my spear in the forest.
The second one's gonna be free to play soon.
Piety would have.
Poison the ancient tree. To be honest, yeah, so actually,
Expensive game to buy.
the second one, I think it's like $40. That's why I would suggest that, like, especially since this is only day 3 of this season in this first one. The second one, the new season won't be for like another month, I think. I think it's not until April. It would be better to get into like playing Path of Exile, getting used to it in this first one because it's so early in the season. It would only be worth it buying Path of Exile 2 if the next season's like really close, because you'll get into it and then
How long to reach end game on both?
on this one I'd say anywhere from 8 to 15 hours, and on the second one is pretty much the same. Ooh, so this will corrupt an item. I don't know what I want to corrupt, to be honest. We'll do this. And it did nothing. It just basically, so that's what we call, it just locked it. So I can't do anything to it ever again. And it didn't change any of the stats or anything.
Will beat them in order as my sensei suggested. Show me the way, sensei.
Show me the way, sensei. See, this is a skill that just dropped on the ground. Right? Arrow Nova support. So that would help me if I was like using bow and arrow. I would be able to put that support on my bow and arrow skill.
Time to gather my will.
You gotta think too, there's like a whole, this is just one class, this is just one character. This is a Templar too. You can use the Templar, you can use the bow and arrow guy, you can use an assassin guy, you can use a mage, you can use a swordsman, like a duelist guy. In the second one, there's less characters and less ascendancies because it's like the beginning. The second one, in like 10 years, it'll be like this one is. Because this first one's been out for like years. It's just they update it. They give it a new season every 3 or 4 months. They don't let it die. And they're like, they have like a good bug reporting system. So like, whenever there's bugs, you can report the bug and then they'll work on fixing it. Yeah, for sure. There's a whole bunch of YouTube descriptions on everything in the game. When I finish this Act 2, I'll go over to Path of Exile 2 and I'll show you the second one. Well,
they care about their game and community devs.
They do, yeah. Like they actually, like they work on fixing bugs. A lot of the devs, I don't really have it going much. This is the global chat. So this is like all these red is everybody talking, showing the different things that they find in the game. Like this guy found this circlet here, +1 level to all minion skills, blah, blah, blah. You could probably have to like go do something specific in order to find that. Fracturing orb is a good thing. Like people go and share their things. Like this guy's saying free. And it's cold and fire resistance. Look, this guy's got a 6-slot armor. I don't know what he's trying to... He said, I tried, F. So he obviously did... Oh, the white stat on the bottom, obviously he wanted that to be something else.
That's dope, they helping each other in there.
Yeah, everybody helps each other and shit. Like, if you can ask a question in here on how to do something, somebody will help you. Then there's like a trade chat. So like, these are all people that are trading. All the orange will pay 20 chaos orbs, just need level 32 so my builds start doing damage, lol. I think he's trying to buy a skill gem or something. See this guy willing to sell Holy Flame Totem, 15 Chaos Orbs. So Chaos Orbs is just one of the currencies that is in the game. It doesn't really take much to find a Chaos Orb in here. The orbs that are like expensive and that are hard to find are like, whoa. The orbs that are hard to find.
Trying to beat because your games looks fun as hell.
Fuck, what was I gonna say? I forgot. The currencies, the orbs that are really hard to find is like a divine orb or an exalted orb.
You've done well.
Or the best currency of all is the Mirror of Calandra. Which a Mirror of Calandra, it'll duplicate any item in the game. What's going on here? Oh, my things aren't activated. Forgot, I went back to the town, so it took the shit off. let's get this waypoint. This is what's called a ritual. So like when I kill these enemies in here, they're gonna respawn when I activate the ritual.
Bro, you is not playing around, you making this look easy, you're building to miss my guy.
Yeah, it's only looking easy right now. I'm about to get put in my place, I think. Yeah, this guy is freezing me. So this guy's lightning and shock resistant, so my skill smite isn't really hurting him. And he's got some kind of crazy fucking energy shield regen. We'll get there eventually. What the fuck, man? Okay, why is this thing regenerating his shield every 2 seconds?
You say that as you're conservatively cracking him upside the fucking skull, rolling on the floor laughing.
Yeah, but he's not. There we go. Holy, I don't even know if I want to do the third one. So this like will give you random shit that you can buy out of here. When you kill the enemies in there, it like gives you tribute. And then you use the tribute to buy the reward. I actually came pretty close to dying there though. That would have been my first death. I probably would have been a little upset. See what's look, you can go here, and I can go here, and I can type deaths. I've died 1 time. Okay. When did I die? That's weird. I don't remember dying 1 time.
Really couldn't tell them arms was working his asshole.
The arms was working his ass. See, look, actually, that's a good way to show you too. I think you can do line and right played. I've played for 5 hours and 18 minutes. So it's taken me 5 hours and 18 minutes to get this far. But saying this far, it's not even really all that far. It's cool. It shows you community achievements too. So like when somebody is like the first person to reach a certain point in the league, it says it on everybody's screen that's playing the game. It says so and so has reached this area, is the first person to reach this area. See, they're getting stronger. I don't even have my fucking... that little blue thing there in this door, it says Lost Hideout. Is like, once I go in here and complete this, I'll unlock this as a hideout. So a hideout is a place I can go to and like place down a map device and like all the merchants that are in the game. My hideout is definitely more cooler in the second one than this first one. I put way more time into the second one. But since I already completed this little hideout thing before, it's not gonna let me do it again. I gotta figure out where I'm going here. Oh, I gotta go back. I really gotta go back. Come on. I like the second one better than the first one, to be honest. The second one is definitely more visually visually better. The way the controls work is better. I'm just saying it would be better to play the free version rather than buy the $40 version, because the free version is Path of Exile 1, and then the $40 version is Path of Exile 2. It's basically the same game, just with a little bit of a different story, like at the different time zones. And different, like, items and shit, obviously. Like, it's not entirely the same game. But what I'm saying though is the second one is basically, right now it's still in the beta phase. So like it's not a complete game. Okay? So once they release the full free game, it's gonna be free. It'll be free to play. So there's been some talk saying that in the next season, it's just gonna be a full release game, meaning like it might be free to play starting next season. So I would refrain from spending the $40 to buy the game if it's gonna be free in a couple months. You know what I mean? You could just like spend the next couple months playing the first one and liking getting the mechanics down, like how the game works. And then if it isn't free in the next season, then I would say if you like the game, then I guess buy the second one. But if it's not free, then and you don't really like the first one, then there's no point in buying the second one. You might as well wait until it's free, right? Why does it look like the camera angle is getting closer and closer to my character? Now my character just got really small.
Every time I buy a game they end up making it feel like every single one of
Making it feel like every single one of the other ones. Deal with the bandit lords.
they make them free.
Yeah, I know. I know. Be fucking free game of the month or some stupid shit. That was just like back when I was working making good money. There was the game called Dead Island 2. There was all this hype about this Dead Island 2. So I was like, oh man, I need that game then. Dead Island 2 it is. Fucking pre-order it. It was like $110 to pre-order it. Buddy, I completed the game once. Didn't touch it again. Sure enough, 4 months later, it was free in the PlayStation Plus.
Must have time to
I was like, you're kidding me. I spent $110 pre-ordering it and you're giving it away for free? Okay, what's going on here?
Rolling on the floor laughing exactly.
Nothing like this.
You dish it.
What has happened?
There's one bright...
I dreamed them.
Deal with the bandits. Travel to the western forest. This is stupid. How many times am I gonna go to this western forest? This better be the western place, the wetlands. This better be the western forest, bro. Thank you.
Look, listen, I don't wanna play any one of these games first off.
I don't. The parasites need the games. The parasites need the game. Okay. If I kill this guy, I'll get one free passive skill point. If I help him, I'll get 15% to all elemental. I think I'm gonna help
That was
them.
almost better than Oriath and chocolate.
You have the ambulance. Talk to. Show the apex to you, you know. So remember I was at like 50 and 50 and whatever on my resistances, so I just got 15% extra on all my elementals. Like permanently. By helping that one lady and killing the other two. If I helped the one guy, I would have got 8% increased movement speed. And then if I would have helped the one other guy, I would have got 40 to maximum HP. This guy's like on steroids. You see all those fucking projectiles you shot at me? Where are you going? Damn, you got a lot of health, buddy. So like you get some decisions like that in the game where it permanently affects your character. Like I don't really care about 8% movement speed, and I don't really care about an extra 40 health. Considering when I get to end game, the monsters are gonna be dealing like thousands, not like 40 and 50. So 40 and 50 doesn't really make a big difference when you. But the permanent 15% elemental resistance, like that's 15% that I don't have to worry about getting later on in the game. So it was actually smarter for me to choose to help that lady. And like one extra skill point isn't really a lot, so there was no point in killing all three of them. So that loud noise was these slippers, because it's a 4 slot and they're all the same color. Just means that it's like a more rare drop for it to happen. Let's take a look. See, it's got 4 blue slots and all 4 are connected. But like it's the lowest level that you could get for these guys are being fucking buffed by something. Yeah, really. Fucking clobber in time.
Must have time to gather my will.
See, like these levels are pretty huge. Considering like this is one little node of like 15 or 20 of them in one act. I'm pretty sure at the end of this fucking labyrinth area there's a boss. And he's like the final boss of Act 2. So here's what's gonna happen. I'm gonna get to the end here. I'm going to fight and kill the boss. And then I am going to get to the next area, get the next... Yeah, this is a boss. I'm gonna get to the next area. I'm gonna get the next waypoint, and then I'm going to load up my other character to show you how many acts there are and how many little map nodes there are in each act. And then we'll go show you Path of Exile 2, because I want to also, I kind of want to go back to see if anybody bought my shit yet. I might die during this boss fight. Actually, I can maybe guarantee a win here.
Loving map and traversal and okay.
Yeah, I know, it's huge, and just like being able to freely traverse around is nice. I'm pretty sure this is a 2-phase fight. It was just a 1-phase? I thought it was a 2-phase. I guess it's a 1-phase?
Damn, he got his ass beat.
Yeah, he did.
Place of the Templar. A fitting place to put things right.
that was the final boss of Act 2, just fucking wasted just like that. Okay, let's get to the encampment at least. That was pretty fast.
Straight pecked on bro and left.
Literally. I was like, where's the boss? That was the boss? I was waiting for a 2-phase at least. It says there's a person here. Oh.
I don't mean to sound...
Each act has its own like home area. So this is gonna be like my encampment area throughout the whole of Act 3. See, like they all say something.
And his Ebony Legion arrived some time ago. Now
There is like a whole story behind this, but I mean, you know how I am. I don't know why I'm here. I'm just here to kill shit. I'm like that in every single game. Okay. So we made it to Act 3. Okay. Now this is like a whole bunch of shit I gotta go do in here. I'm going to show you the character I just had, which was see, Elementalist. This was my last character I made in the last season. Okay. So, yeah. So you have Act 1, which is it's the same. Okay. Act 2, it's the same thing I just did, that I just showed you. All that area is a Western Forest. Okay. Act 3, this is where I just got to. That's how much I have to do to finish Act 3. Act 4, it's less nodes, but they're bigger areas and more running back and forth. Okay. Act 5, same thing, more running back and forth. Then you have Part 2, which is basically Act 1 all over again, but differently. Then Act 7, Act 8, Act 9, Act 10, and then Epilogue, which is Endgame. So Endgame, you reach your hideout. So this is my hideout here in Path of Exile 1. Everything's kind of just all spread around because I don't know what everything's for yet. But you get these map devices. Oh man. Castle Ruins. But you need specific maps. I know, that was just the campaign. See, look, these are like jewels that you can stick in those jewel slots I was saying that you can unlock, which like grant more passive skills. So it grants more skills in that little jewel cluster thing. So you see how all these say remove only? It's because when the season ends, it merges all your stash tabs into the standard league. So like in another 5 or 6 months, that character I was just playing on, everything that's in that stash will merge into this stash right here that we're looking at now. So this is all stuff from when I was playing in the last season with this character. This character's an elementalist that I was using Spark with. So you can see I can just like fucking cast mass amounts of sparks. I'm pretty sure I had a Val spark, so I got a lightning golem that would follow me around. So basically, once you get to endgame, you start finding these little gray circles, which are maps. Okay?
Love it.
So you take your map and you put it into the map device, okay? And then you activate it, and it randomly generates a map of that map that I just put in, okay? So you have to go into the map and kill. There's like one big final enemy in here somewhere that I have to kill. So this is like an elementalist character instead of the Templar you just see me using. And I have like different skills, like this orb that I can place down. I can call forth minions to help me. I got Val minions, so it like spawned the whole shitload. Now I got like an army. Every green health bar is something that's helping me. My flask on the bottom left there, There's three of them that look like fancy. Those ones like automatically cast on certain, or automatically get used on certain conditions. That black circle that's spawning right here, that automatically gets spawned when I do something. All those little squares on the top of the screen that you see are all little buffs that I'm gaining from like killing enemies and doing different things.
Then who really the boss? You rolling on the floor laughing.
They're really the boss here. Who's the boss? Where's the boss? Did I beat the game? What does that mean, high score?
They are jumping them.
Yeah, they are. My Val skeletons, my regular skeletons, and get the golem. Got a flame wall I can do, and when my spark projectiles go through the flame wall, they catch on fire. So this is where the boss is that I have to kill, or the group of enemies. And there he died. And check out the loot. And then the map is complete. So I just call myself a portal and go back, and that's it. That's one map complete, okay? And then that also opens, so it's hard to see because I can't get rid of the description on the top.
So cute following you.
Right? I know you can get up to 3 different ones, but you need to have like a specific class to have more than one active at one time. So I just completed the Castle Ruins map, so now I have to find a pen map or a lookout map in order to continue on this little area here. So like, as I complete more maps, I'll unlock more area going out this way. Like, that's how it works for mapping in this first area. And then for buying and for selling stuff, I can just, look, I put all these items in here, and anybody at any time can just show up and buy the item for 10 chaos orbs, and then it'll show, like, the 10 chaos orbs show up in here, the item goes in the person's inventory, and then I just come back here and I collect the chaos orbs whenever I want. And then there's like tons of different maps that you can find. And these things, these little scarabs, they modify maps. So like I can put these in to the map machine with a map, and it'll add these modifiers to the map. Like that's how mapping works in this first one. You also get these cards that you can find. So like this one, 3 times chaos orb. So like if I find...
So you're trading.
Yeah, like there's a whole trading system too. Or I can have the item. I don't even need to put the items in that guy. I can just take an item right here. Well, I can turn one of these tabs into, where is it? If I'm at the top left there, it says public. So if I turn that on, which it was just on for some reason, then it makes it public, and then I can set a price to any one of these items, And then if anyone's looking for it on the trade market, they can send me a message and say, hey, you have this for sale, I'd like to buy it. And then I would invite them to my party, and then they would put down the currency, and I would put the item in, and then we'd have to both accept the trade, and then you can trade manually that way. Or you can get premium stash tabs where you can, like I have 2 in here. So I have 2 tabs where I can just put stuff in, put it for a price, and then it's like an idle store. Like, if people want to buy it, they just show up and buy it. They don't have to trade manually with me. Okay? So, that was mapping. That was showing you all the different acts. Okay? Then there's this thing called King's March. Where I literally have a whole city that does stuff. Like, I have to hire people to do mining. I have to hire people to do shipping, disenchanting, farming, smelting. So, like, I can do the smelting, the disenchanting, the farming, and the mining, and then I sell the stuff in my shipping. And then with the map devices is actually kind of cool because I can hire people. I can hire people to run maps for me. So like I go over here and get my map. And then I put the map in the map device, click open map. So it's gonna take 15 minutes and 40 seconds. I have 4 robots and they're completing a map right now. And in 15 minutes I'll have all the loot from the map right here at this device. I can have up to 4 of them going. And I can place up to 10 maps per. So like I could place 10 maps into that thing and it'll go for the whole duration. Like when I log off, I get off the game, it'll keep going. So that's King's March. Then you have Rogue Harbor, which is like literal heist. So like I'll go to this lady, go to prepare heist, and I'll put one of these things in, and then I have to select a team. So just this lady,
Well, here I am.
and then click sign contract, and she opens up a portal. You must talk to the client before embarking on this one. So open up a portal to an area where I gotta go in and I gotta steal shit without getting caught.
Look, I'm Tilly.
I think I had to talk to her first. Oh. Come on, you can get over there.
You need the best? Well, here I am.
See, she opens a portal. And then when you go in...
Devs really put a lot into this for real. W developers, they team know what the people want.
100%, yeah. Because, and then each season, they're dropping new content. So now if I pick this thing up, it's gonna add to my alert level, which is that bar at the bottom. If I pick up those 3 orbs of fusing.
We have a job to do.
And then there's these crates. It tells me how much it's going to up my alert level before I open it.
Just like you practiced.
So I had to send this lady in to deactivate those lasers just for nothing to be at the end of the hallway. But I think it deactivated all these ones.
You wanna dance? Let's dance.
And the main goal is to get to this loot in this room here.
No more distractions.
I think. Or is it way over in the other corner?
Good. Let's take that out. Not too challenging. A word of advice.
The more alert level though, the harder the game gets.
No witnesses.
I wouldn't mind killing this thing, whatever it is. I think it might drop something good. It won't stop moving. Maybe not. Holy, what's this thing?
We have no witnesses.
It's not taking damage. There we go. All it dropped was a mana flask? That's crazy.
You wanna dance? Let's dance.
Oh yeah, I forgot I needed gold to keep that map thing going. Whoa.
Power through, Talina.
I did that again for nothing.
Not before.
So basically now I've collected like the big treasure that I came in here
No
for.
witnesses. Good. Keep up the momentum.
And now I need to try to escape, which it's supposed to be a little bit harder, but
Now? So unprepared. Guards incoming. You must not value your lives. Adia, get us home to a cold drink and a warm fire.
see, so now all the stuff I found in there I get to keep because I made it out with it.
Oh? Kitaba's...
I have to give this thing to somebody.
The Lady Mervel's dress is even more beautiful than
And then you get those red coins. And these red coins you can use to buy stuff.
W map.
It's different, yeah. It's and then you also have other areas like this Menagerie area where like while you're completing maps, randomly this guy will show up, this guy, and he'll ask you to help him catch monsters. And then once you catch the monsters, then you can use the monsters to where is it? Right here, to activate this blood altar thing. Which, if you get like the specific amount of monsters for something here, then you can create a random item. So right here, these are create uniques and create currency items. Like I can create a unique amulet if I have that red guy I got and those 3 other ones, whatever they are. So that's an extra part of the game. And then you have Aspirants Plaza, which is where you go to do your ascendancy. Remember I was telling you I had to unlock an ascendancy? So this is an ascendancy, this little circle here. And these are all like extra buffs that really buff out your character. And there was 2 different ascendancy things I could have chosen, which have like a whole bunch of different little circles in it. So you have the Mandalay. Then you have your mine encampment, which is like a big dungeon. All of this stuff isn't in the second one, by the way. So this thing is like a big mining area. Like all those little pathways, there's little ways that you can go to go and get different loot. Okay, it takes like a currency that you farm in game to get there. Okay. And then there was one more thing, this Forbidden Sanctum thing. It's like waves of different dungeons to get different rewards.
I'm so glad you're here.
But that's pretty much all of it. Alright, well, this monastery or keepers thing is...
The dreamer welcomes you.
You have to complete things in the game. Oh, it's all bare now. Wow, there's nothing in here? There should be... These things show up in there. And like, if I get 79 hive blood, but I don't even have the hand things anymore, so... I don't know. I don't know how this area works anymore. Because this was part of the last season.
I walked alongside a hooded figure, picking our way along a high ridge. He pointed to the stinking valley below.
See, there is
The
lore
dreamer led me
behind
through
each
a great
thing.
furnace. Voiceless whispers, chatter, weakened from our long journey.
I just don't know any of it. And this is only one character. And as you can see, I started at the top of the circle when the Templar started over here. So that was an elementalist, and then you got... Okay, well this is my very first character that I made a few years ago, and I haven't touched it since, so I can't go into there. This is a sword guy. The attacks were kind of cool. You got like a tornado well. You got splitting steel, which is just throw a sword and it explodes. Then my dodge skill. This character I kind of liked. I really liked the way this one was going. Like the tornado thing is only supposed to have the tornado. It's not supposed to have that wave and that drop of daggers. Like that's just how I merged all the skills together for it. There was other shit too. Like this totem grants health or something. And then extra dodge skill. But this one was wicked, because this attacks as well as dodges. But I took all my equipment off of here, off this character, because I got bored of him. I got tired of trying to figure out how to get all my resistances up to stop getting one hit. Though the attacks and everything are cool animations, the defenses on this character were rough. Like really rough. So when you go to create a new character, you get to choose Standard League, Mirage League, or Hardcore Mirage. In Hardcore, if you die once, it's moved, like that character gets moved from Hardcore to Mirage, like to the regular Mirage League. And you can toggle to do it solo southbound. So meaning like you can't trade with anyone, you can only use the things that you find in the game. Like there's just ways to make more challenging runs. And then the characters are the Templar, the Shadow, the Marauder, the Scion, the Ranger, the Duelist, and the Witch. So the Witch, you can go Necromancer or Elementalist. The Duelist, you can go like a Sword Slayer, Sword Swinger, or like a single hand duelist, like a Rapier. The Ranger has a whole bunch of options. Like there's definitely options in here.
You swore sinews. You were born with quickness of body and sharpness of mind. Do you think you are savage enough to face the land of the damned, Marauder? A scion is perfection in mind, body, and grace. The crowning glory of our civilization, offering us hope, offering us light. Swift and silent, you stole the bounty of others. A crow that plunders our crops. A stray dog. You were born to be swift and strong. What did you do with your gifts, duelist? You squandered them on self-indulgence. Sin has led you here, your path inked in the blood of gratuitous murder. You have betrayed the grand arena. Now Rayclast shall be your audience, and your foe. Why do the keen of mind seek to satiate their
The
curiosity?
mystery, the lore, I feel it.
Innocence is our father. Arieth is our mother. When a daughter strays from the light, she makes herself an orphan. Learn well the lessons that Rayclass will teach you, witch. It is your only hope of finding your way home.
See, like, this is the type of shit that you and Wireless are into. Listening to all those, knowing each person's background. Okay. So yeah. That is the first Path of Exile. I think I want to load up the second one now to show you, since you got me all talkative and call me the narrator. What do you think? You want to see the second one too?
Okay, I'm cooking, but in here.
Okay. So I'm gonna have to restart the stream. So just give me like 1 minute and I'll open the stream back up in Path of Exile 2.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.